Hi, welcome to my channel. This is Pizzo's Perfection, and this is an AuthorTube, BookTube, and all things writerly channel. You'll travel along with me on my road to publication journey and learn a lot about different books that I love and I am enjoying. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It does matter. Please like and share and comment, add comments. I know that's different. Part of what's cool about my channel is that I'm over 40 and we don't see a lot of us on YouTube, but we definitely should be in the space. I'm not selling anything to you other than encouragement and inspiration to tell your stories, to learn a little bit about my journey, and then say, hey, this is definitely a journey I want to be on too. And I'm going to get started with venturing out to tell my stories in whatever way that might be, whether it's traditionally published or as a self-published author, or even a hybrid of both. We want to talk about some books that I'm loving right now. Book love. So let's start with the books because I have them over here and I think they're fabulous. This first one is called The Car Washing Street. The Car Washing Street, and it's by Denise Lewis Patrick. Pictures by, Denise. By John Ward. Pictures by John Ward. And they are beautiful. I love how lifelike they are. I love that they look like individuals in my own community. And I love that they have a resonating realness to them that they remind me a little bit like Eloise Greenfield or Frank Wright, I think is the name I'm looking for. But I love that. Look at that, of the fire hydrant exploding out with water. I love the illustrations in this book. It's beautifully written and beautifully illustrated. And why I love this book so much is I can remember when in my neighborhood in the city of Detroit, when Saturday came around, everywhere you look, someone was washing a car. We are the Motor City. And so people wash their cars faithfully, religiously. And this is called the Car Washing Street, but something fun and fantastical sort of happens with their car washing street. That never happened on our street, although we did have a lot of fun around those car washing streets. And I remember as a teenager, it was a big deal for the girls to sit on the porch and watch all the cars roll down the street with all the guys. And I had a street full of girls and that I lived on. All that was the same age group. And we would have tons of guys ride down the streets with their shiny cars, all polished and washed up. Basically trying to catch some looks and get some digits from us girls just sitting on the porch watching them drive by. So this story has a really, really special place in my heart for bringing about memories of my youth. And this is the Car Washing Street. Definitely go out to get it. I love that it's from Scholastic. And what I love more than anything is that it's paper book. Paperback matters when it comes to picture books. And I know it's wonderful to have your picture book be a hardcover, and I think I've said that before. But paperback means access. It means that a young child can go to a Scholastic book fair and actually purchase a book under $5. I love that. Or a teacher can purchase several of these copies and place them in their classroom library so that other children can enjoy the books. And so that's really important to me, and I love that about this book as well. So this is one of my favorite, The Car Washing Street. Another one that is really super cool and is totally different than the style that I am familiar with or would have probably typically picked up, but I loved it as soon as I saw it. It's called The Adventures of Sparrow Boy, and this is by Brian Pickney. He does a lot of wonderful books that I absolutely love and adore as an illustrator. His wife is Andrea Davis Pickney, and they have a family of artists, and I follow her on Twitter. She is an executive VP at Scholastic. This is another Scholastic book, which I absolutely love. It's distributed through the school market, another paperback. That's really important for me. I give away a ton of books. That's part of my responsibilities in the position I hold at my job. And so I would definitely purchase several of these books because they are paperback to give away to families and children. But the best thing about this book is that it totally looks like a regular picture book, but when you open it up, it is really illustrated and created more like a comic book. I love that. I also love the style of illustration. I don't know if they're pencil or, but it doesn't look like it's brushstroke, like painted. But I just love how the tones are a little muted and distorted. I love that it's still really vibrant and blocked like a comic book, even though it's within a picture book. I love that the story is super creative, super exciting, definitely in the vein of a superhero, but it's still very easy to read, very simplistic, definitely a book you can read over and over again at bedtime with your little ones. And I love that. I love the action in the illustrations, that the illustrations show movement, and I love that. But I just love it so much, and it sort of gives an ode to an old comic book, Falcon Man. It sort of puts that out there as what this book sort of is going to turn into, sort of ode to that comic book era. So I just love that. I mean, some of the illustrations are just so real-like and so realistic, but also still has some whimsical elements to it. I really love that. So this is another big pick for me, which is The Adventures of Sparrow Boy by Brian Pickney. And it's a Scholastic book distributed through their school market, but paperback, really important. Great read. These two are gorgeous books, and I'm going to sort of highlight them together because they kind of connect in a way. And so when I think about older students who may be in 5th or 6th or 7th grade and they need to do research reports or end of the year projects, these two picture books are great for that. These two are great for that. And I would have definitely pushed this into the hands of my 8th grade boys and girls for that matter, but definitely my 8th grade reluctant readers. I would have pushed this into their hands to help them get some ideas on extended writing projects they probably were required to do at some point. So I'm going to start with When the Beat Was Born. This is by DJ Kool Herc and the creation. This is about DJ Kool Herc and the creation of hip hop. So this is When the Beat Was Born, DJ Kool Herc and the creation of hip hop. The illustrate is by Laban Carrick Hill, illustrated by Theodore Taylor III. It is beautifully drawn, so real, like it's just gorgeous. Oh, gorgeous. It is a gorgeous book. Now, my favorite all-time illustrator is Kadir Nelson, but this guy is giving him a run for his money in a lot of different ways. It just has a definite realness to it. It shows a lot of the beauty in the community in an urban setting, but it actually gives the true history of how DJ Kool Herc began this love and this passion for rap music and hip hop and sort of put it on the map in the Bronx. And so it's great. I love the muted tones. I love the shadows. I love the way the words pop out and the pictures sort of fade into the background but aren't lost because they're still really bigger than life, which is very much similar to the hip hop culture and the hip hop era. And then the movement in the illustrations. There's so much movement in those illustrations. They just are beautiful and creative. I love that is because I'm from the hip hop era. I was actually born in this hip hop era. And in the times of rap music, it gives a lot of true research history. I love that. And it pays homage to DJ Kool Herc. And so it's great. And it's also award-winning. Coretta Scott King can't beat it. They are the authority. They are the authority. Books that really are profound for communities of color, but also just excellent quality. So this is a wonderful book. When the Beat Was Born, DJ Kool Herc and the Creation of Hip Hop. If you have some older readers who might need some ideas about creating research projects or starting some essays, this is a great book. And now that leads me to the second one, which is one of my all-time, I've met him several times, favorite illustrators, hands down. Kadir is probably here, and Frank Morrison, fast tie with him. But this is the roots of rap. So you see the connection. This is the birth of hip hop, and this is the roots of rap. And this book actually references DJ Kool Herc, which is so cool. I think that's so cool. So if you had an older student who was really struggling with trying to develop a research paper or come up with ideas on an essay, you can use these two as reference guides for them to be able to have a jump off or a starting point on connected to this. I love these two. They can even write an essay for a college exam based off of these two books because it gives so much great information that is quality, research proven information. So I love that. But it's 16 bars on the 4 pillars of hip hop. You can see from the cover, we got Queen Latifah, we got Tupac, we got James Brown, Biggie. Just excellent book. And then the foreword is by Swizz Beatz. So we know the foreword is by Swizz Beatz. I love that these two books sort of, even though they're totally different illustrators, totally different writers, they play off of each other. This, When the Beat Was Born, has muted tones, distorted image sizes, shadows, even has a rat in there somewhere, which I thought was really cool to have something so small as a detail within one of the illustrations. Whereas this one still gives that homage to DJ Kool Herc, and it's great for research, but the colors are vibrant, they are lively, they move, just like this one moves, and it's a really quick read. Look at this back. I actually love the back because I have a student that looks just like this kid. Haircut and all today. So that's an incredible thing to me, to be able to see that and think, that's me. And I could be in a book. I just think you talk about mirrors, you talk about windows, sliding doors. That's just incredible. But it starts off with this roots of rap, black and white image, incredible. I just love it. And then it goes into this vibrant full of life illustration of Swiss Beats. We know that's Alicia Keys' man. If y'all don't know, get to know. Alicia Keys' man. Your students know. So this is Alicia Keys' man, Swiss Beats, and he sort of writes this opening about what hip hop meant to him, what rap music meant to him growing up, which definitely would connect with so many of our students and how they experience that music today. And then it gives this homage with the shadows of those in the background, Hugh, Langston Hughes, Paul Dunbar. But the language, it's definitely a book you can read at bedtime over and over and over again. I mean, you're talking about one sentence per page. Look at James Brown. Look at that. Look at that movement. It is incredible. The illustrations, hands down, this man better win a call to cop for this. I mean, it's beautiful. It is beautiful. This book, you could take the pages out and frame them and put them on your wall and people will think it's fine art. It is beautiful. It is what made me fall in love with children's picture books, is the beauty in these. And I know we in a place where we do a lot of minimalists, we do a lot of abstract images and figures on children's literature right now. But for me, this is what would make me give dollars to this book. It is beautiful. It is a beautiful book. So just a lot of shadows, a lot of different images, but then also just really connecting to the reader through the pictures and the words. Connecting to the reader with the pictures and the words. There is no kid that I know that wouldn't pick up this just based on a couple of those images to read the book. This is that ode to DJ Kool Herc. And I never really knew about him. I'm not a New York person or a Bronx girl. Other than Run DMC, who my boys, I didn't hear of him, but I learned a lot from these two books about him. And now I'll be able to use that when I talk to young people and try to motivate them to learn more. So that's really cool about him. This is the DJ Kool Herc image. But there are so many other pieces that will connect to both mom and child. Look at that glove. You know who that glove belongs to. You see that glove. All of those little pieces allows us to connect with our children through books. It allows us to tell those stories that they need to hear to help continue to develop their oral language and their storytelling skills. It allows us to really look at that. Ladies! And you know, I was reading this book. It is written by Carol Boston Weatherford. I'm so sorry for not saying that. Carol Boston Weatherford. Carol Boston Weatherford. But it's funny because I had been reading the book and the whole time I was reading it, I was like, now Carol, you know better. You better put these ladies in here. And then there was this whole spread on, look at there. The Queen Latifah, on the ladies of rap and hip hop. And so this book really gives justice to the voice of this generation and being able to really talk about how powerful rap music and hip hop has affected the culture as a whole. And then both the illustrator and the author has a note, which is so powerful. I always love those pieces. I think it's another layer that connects with readers and that allows the adult to continue to extend the conversation around the books and to continue to share their love for literature and why that book is important. So once again, I'm going to tell you the books that we're highlighting today on the Pizzo's Perfection. We have The Roots of Rap. It's 16 bars on the 4 pillars of hip hop. It's by Carol Boston Weatherford and art by Frank Morrison. We have When the Beat Was Born. When the Beat Was Born, DJ Kool Herc and the Creation of Hip Hop. This is by Laban Carrick Hill, illustrated by Theodore Taylor III. The Adventures of Sparrow Boy by Brian Pilkney. This is a Scholastic distribution through the school market. And then The Car Washing Street by Denise Lewis Patrick and pictures by John Ward. Excellent job. Excellent. Go get some of these, put them in the hands of young people, put them on display in your home. That's what I do. I have teenage boys, almost adults, and I still display them so they'll pick them up while they're sitting at the table or pick them up while they're eating cereal, breakfast, or getting ready to go to school. They'll pick them up and read them even when they wouldn't probably tell me or ask me to pick up the books. So hope you enjoyed this. Pizzo's Perfection. Please like, subscribe, share. Tell me what you're reading. What are you sharing with a young person today when it comes to kids literature? All right.